During the Korean War in 1951, American statesman John Foster Dulles formed the famous island chain strategy. It was a strategic maritime containment concept aimed at encircling the Soviet Union and China with Western Pacific naval bases to project strength and limit their sea access. This plan was not a central issue during the Cold War, but it has remained crucial to America and Chinese geopolitical strategies, highlighting the strategic significance of Taiwan. America's island chain strategy involves a series of islands stretching from Japan through the Philippines, Indonesia, and down to Australia, serving as strategic points for military bases and naval stations. Key U.S. locations include Yokosuka Naval Base and Kadena Air Base in Japan. Guam is a critical hub, and Taiwan, which is strategically positioned near China. China perceives the strategy as a threat, viewing it as an encirclement challenge to its sovereignty, especially concerning Taiwan, which it sees as a breakaway province.
Because whatever heightened tension is there between the United States and China, or China towards Taiwan, would have its ramifications in the region.
The U.S. commitment to Taiwan's defense further complicates relations. Thus, the island chain strategy continues to shape the power dynamics in the Pacific, serving U.S. interests in maintaining regional stability while raising security concerns for China. Let us get into the detail of the U.S. island strategy to contain China's rise. On the military front, China has heavily invested in modernizing its armed forces, becoming a significant player in global security affairs. Its naval expansion and advancements in cyber war have led to its growing influence in international security. China's economic, cultural, and military advancements are a testament to its rising prominence on the world stage. China's growing assertiveness in the Western Pacific has significant implications for regional stability. The construction of military installations on reclaimed islands, the deployment of advanced missile systems, and aggressive naval patrols highlight Beijing's determination to assert its claims. These actions have sparked concerns among Southeast Asian nations and U.S. allies who fear potential conflicts over disputed territories. The increasing frequency of military encounters between Chinese and U.S. forces raises the risk of miscalculations that could escalate into larger confrontations, destabilizing the region. To contain China's rise in the Indo-Pacific, the United States is trying to implement first and second island chain strategies, leveraging its military presence, strengthening alliances with regional partners, and enhancing their defense capabilities. The first island chain refers to the significant Pacific archipelago, extending from the Kamchatka Peninsula in the northeast to the Malay Peninsula in the southwest. This chain includes the Coral Islands, the Japanese archipelago, the Ryukyu Islands, Taiwan, the northern Philippines, and Borneo. A substantial portion of the first island chain lies in waters claimed by China, including the East China Sea, west of the Okinawa Trough, and the South China Sea within the Nine-Dash Line. This chain forms a critical part of the U.S. strategy to contain Chinese expansion by creating a buffer zone and restricting China's naval and air operations. The second island chain encompasses Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands that reinforces the U.S. defensive posture with strategic bases, missile defense systems, and over-the-horizon radars. It further comprises Japan's Bonin Islands and Volcano Islands, Western Caroline Islands, Yap, and Palau, and extends to western New Guinea. The chain serves as the eastern maritime boundary of the Philippine Sea. This strategy's primary objective is to restrict China's access to the broader Pacific Ocean and limit its ability to project naval power. By establishing and maintaining naval bases along these island chains, the United States and its allies can monitor and potentially stop Chinese maritime movements. This containment mechanism is intended to prevent China from achieving regional hegemony and to ensure freedom of navigation in key sea lanes. The bases along the island chain serve as critical nodes for intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and power projection, enabling rapid response to any emerging threats. The defense of Taiwan is crucial for maintaining the security of the first island chain, as well as protecting South Korea and Vietnam. If China were to take control of Taiwan, it would breach the first island chain and significantly shift the military balance of power in Asia in its own favor. The People's Liberation Army Navy could then move directly into the Philippine Sea, jeopardizing Japan's southern flank and complicating cooperation with coalition defenses. Taiwan's current defense strategy, however, seems to diverge from the asymmetric approach of archipelagic defense. Instead of focusing on coastal defense, Taiwan has invested in 108 American M182 Abrams tanks and is building 8 submarines despite lacking prior expertise in submarine design and construction. These investments may not be the most effective use of resources compared to deploying unmanned underwater vehicles, UUVs, and smart mines backed by acoustic detection systems. There are growing calls for Taiwan to trust that the U.S. and Japan will defend it against Chinese aggression, which may require the U.S. to abandon its strategic ambiguity approach. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and U.S. President Joe Biden announced the signing of the Master Ship Repair Agreements during Modi's visit to Washington, D.C. in 2023. This agreement, finalized after over 7 years of negotiations, allows U.S. naval vessels operating in the Indian Ocean region to use Indian ports for maintenance and repairs. The pact comes at a crucial time as the U.S. seeks to expand military presence in the Indian Ocean region. China's expanding maritime presence in the Pacific and Indian Oceans is a pressing concern, and time is running out to counter it. The U.S. must develop an interconnected framework and deepen its ties in the region to promote a more open Indo-Pacific.